I'm hearing the fellas saying, you know, use your youth to find your man as quickly as you can. But I'm also hearing the women say, hey, you know, make sure that you're able to provide something to this man of value. My question is which one is right? Mr.
Both of them are right. Both of them. No, there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to skin a cat. That's why I didn't argue. I didn't argue with what Trey said because it's not untrue. But listen, I was one of those guys who was at 25. I was an engineer at 24, and I had my future ahead of me, right? And my wife recognized that. She didn't have to choose me. I wasn't at the finish line, but she didn't shit on me because I wasn't rich already. You know, so if a woman is being geared to do that, that's fine. You know, but there's probably more guys like me than those guys at the finish line. You're trying to have your woman, your daughter, fine. But if she's looking for it, maybe she'll be lucky. Maybe she'll be blessed. But there's more people who make it up from a starting point than who is already at the finish line. Because my wife's life has been bliss because of my stupid ass. You know? And I wasn't rich when she met me. You know? So she don't have wrinkles on her head because of that shit. You know, so anyway, so there's more than one way to skin a cat. I'm not trying to say one's wrong or the other. You need to be some both. Maybe one daughter might find a guy to finish line, and another one builds with the other guy.
Hey, Loss, this boils down to risk tolerance. At how much risk is a woman willing to take? If she's going to wait around, she's going to take risks. When I decided to invest in the IPO Tesla, I had no idea where this thing was going. It was a risk tolerance. And I had far more risk tolerance than most guys because when Tesla started to fall, most people pulled out. I didn't. I stayed in that stock. I held that stock for over 10 years. And it worked out really well for me because my risk tolerance is different. There are some women who are perfectly okay with being with a man. I got a cousin that was with her dude for 10 years. They had 2 kids, bought a house before they got married. The risk tolerance is different. However, this woman that we just watched the video on, her risk tolerance is different. She's not willing to stick it out. But this idea that as a man, you don't have to get to the bag. Listen, the moment you graduate high school, even it should have started before high school because I had a job in my junior and senior year. I lied to Blockbuster and told them I was older than what I was so I could work. This idea that as a man, we're not talking about getting to the money is crazy to me. At 24, I shouldn't have got no women. I wasn't making no money in the military. I was broke. I shouldn't have had no women. And women have to start looking at these men and telling them, you aren't where you're supposed to be for me. And if you're willing to take this risk and take on this potential thing, you have to understand that the consequences are much more severe for you than they are for him in the long run. Because if it doesn't work out, you have just gave up your youth and time, something you can never get back. We can never get back. I try to get all this money so that I can get what? Control of my time. It wasn't about the lifestyle. I just want to be in control of my time. I got tired of people telling me when I had to ask permission as a police officer to use the bathroom, y'all. I had to ask permission to use the bathroom. I got tired of it. So why are we doing all of this? As a man, your number one focus and priority until you get stable should be getting money. That's it. That's all. Then once you get the money, then you can go get the family. Then you can go do all this other stuff. But we live in a day and time, and it's probably because most of them come from single moms, that they were being told that it's about following your passion and you should be able to go do. No, get a skill, get a trade. If you're going to college for science, technology, engineering, and math, fine. Get it, get to the money, get established, get stable, then go build your family. There's steps to this process. And a lot of guys, if you're like me, we fuck this process up. And we're paying the price. I pay the price every month. I guarantee you I pay the price every month because I fucked this process up. And we're not teaching the young men how to do this properly. Number one, money. Then you can get to everything else.
Appreciate it. RBN,
are we only talking about for the upper echelon here? Because again, if we're talking about 10%,
we got men across the spectrum.
No, I'm saying if 10% of men are making 100K or whatever, if the women are like, you know, go after the guys who have the money, you have all these women. Most women are not going to get these upper echelon men, so they're going to have to come to a point to say, you know, what's the best I can get. I mean, if you're, like you said, if you're 8, 9, or 10, you can play in those arenas where these high earning men are, right? But there's not a lot of them, and I would encourage men to we need to be more. You need to raise the bar from 10% to 15 or whatever it is. But most guys are not in that category. So most people are average. So that it seems like what you're saying, Trey, again, I'm not disagreeing with it, you know, theoretically, but most people are average at best. So what do those people do? And that's the majority of people. That's the bell curve.
How about we just stop trying to be average? How about we try to be something better? How about try to be something better than average? How about we stop settling for mediocrity in our
Trey,
community?
hold on a minute, man. Hold on a minute.
I'm not listening to people who
hold on a fucking minute, man. I'm not listening to people who are okay with mediocrity. We gotta stop this bullshit, man.
If you're overweight, you're settling for mediocrity. If you don't read a book at least once a month, you're settling for mediocrity. I'm not listening to y'all. Like, I'm done with this. The black community has suffered for decades because motherfuckers are lazy and don't want to work. They don't want to put in the work. How are you single with no kids and you working less than 60 hours a week? Make it make sense to me.
Trey, you out here with the same fucking mindset that some of these women got, and that is
bullshit. This has nothing to do with the fucking women. That's the problem. No,
Trey, let me finish.
You're not gonna make an incendiary comment like that and think I'm not gonna respond. Well, absolutely not. You want to call me a fucking woman? You want to say that I'm gonna come right back at you about this shit. No, fuck that. Stop telling these grown ass men to stop being weak. Get to the bag. Nothing else matters. I don't give a fuck what your age is. Nothing else matters. And motherfuckers like you who give them an excuse, that's the problem. We got grown men telling young boys, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You got time. You got time. Most guys don't make millions of dollars until they're 50 years old. Blah, 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 blah. No, your focus should be square. Stability. How the fuck you got a family and you ain't stable? This woman described an unstable man, 2 kids, $50 a month. Ridiculous. He shouldn't be dating nobody. She even said, I'll work with you. I'll work with you. Just drive a Pizza Hut at night. She was willing to work with this clown. He shouldn't be able to touch a woman. He should have to walk around like this. Don't even look at women. Only thing you can look at is a motherfucking job. That's it. Weak men. The women are empowered because the men are weak.
Come on, RBN.
No, I know. I want because I want this motherfucker to get it all the way out. Because I'm the motherfucker over here. So I want this motherfucker to go ahead and get it all the way out of his system.
If motherfucker hurt your feelings, you need to grow up.
Oh, it did hurt, nigga. A motherfucker can't hurt my feelings.
Great, then get off of it and make your point. If it didn't hurt your fucking feelings, get off of it and make your fucking point, motherfucker.
Go ahead, motherfucker.
Make your point then. If it didn't hurt your feelings.
Get it out, Trey.
Weak ass, soft ass niggas, man. And we be giving this shit to the youngins.
Get it out,
why
Trey.
They can't get this shit figured out. Because the older niggas are soft.
Get it out, Trey. Exercise your demons, bruh.
I did work my ass through engineering school. I don't know, man. That shit, man, being the only black guy in the department, I didn't feel that soft at the time, but now the Trey beat the shit out of me. Yeah, I'm soft as a motherfucker, man.
Well, no, because Trey don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because here's the thing. Back to his original point of saying that brothers need to be what I disagree with was talking about an average brother is somehow mediocrity. If every brother out here goes out and earns $100,000, guess what everybody becomes then? Average. Average does not necessarily mean that you're suffering in fucking mediocrity, Trey. You are a fucking police officer. That was not average. Even though your fucking pay was average, what the fuck you was doing as a man, what you decided to do, putting your life on the line, that shit wasn't fucking average. There are niggas out here doing the community building, and because they only make $60,000 or $70,000 a year, that don't make them somehow mediocre. So we sit up here, our women sit up here and shit on motherfuckers making $50,000, $60,000 a year when they're not attaching that to a goddamn trade, like a teacher, a firefighter, a police officer, electrician. Those motherfuckers are not fucking mediocre. They're not low-level dudes. While I agree with you that we need to earn as much capital as we can, we got to be fucking careful about the fact that we're just saying that average is somehow weak or somehow beneath or not making the mark. Average is not that. You got at least one woman on the panel whose husband makes average fucking money and she calls him a king because he is. And I'm not telling no young motherfucker to sit around on his ass and be in his mama's house until you're 40 fucking years old. So we're gonna have these goddamn conversations. Let's be careful how we talk. And ain't nothing weak about that, motherfucker.
If you're, let me say this: as a police officer, I never made more than $75,000. Never. That my base salary when I joined. My base salary when I joined the police department was $55,000.
And you weren't an average dude.
What do you think? How much money do you think I made after taxes, Medicare, and I have a child?
I understand.
How much money
all of
you
that.
think I had?
You know what I did?
Trey, you know what I did that wasn't average? I sat my motherfucking ass down on Fridays and Saturday nights, and I read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I read books so I could learn. You got a bunch of young motherfuckers out here that are lazy and are partying on weekends. And the reason why they're doing it is because grown men are telling them, you got time. And this isn't average. Yes, motherfucker, $40,000, $50,000 is average. And as far as I'm concerned, your average ass can't date my fucking daughter. Don't bring your average ass around my family because I don't want it. I want the best for my child.
And no one is saying that.
$50,000 a year ass ain't the best.
Making $70K a year, man, that is some good brother shit. Not everybody, and just because a motherfucker can't earn what I earn or get what you get, that don't make those brothers less than. It takes
Stop making excuses for weak niggas. Stop making excuses, Trey.
So your fellow police officer brethren that you left behind, you saying all of them motherfuckers are weak niggas.
I'm saying if they not getting to the bag outside,
yep, you are. We're done.
Okay,
Trey,
that's
being
fine.
crazy tonight.
I'll answer the question though. Trey, if they aren't getting to the bag, which most of them are, by the way, because most of the police officers have second jobs. They have part-time jobs. They are real estate agents. They're real estate investors. That's the part y'all don't know about a lot of these officers. They have extra jobs on the side to make more money. They are getting to the work. I know guys that would go and go work 10, 12-hour shifts and then go work another 10-hour shift doing security for an apartment building, getting to the money. Tired as hell. We taking turns sleeping on duty because they tired. The fact of the matter is you got a bunch of young motherfuckers out here. If you're working less than 60 hours a week and you ain't got no kids, you are fucking pathetic. Get to the bag. Get to work. I don't understand how you are under 30 with no kids and you working 30 hours a week. That's ridiculous.
I don't think you're hearing, Trey. I don't think you can hear it. I don't think you're hearing. Because no one is saying that if you are a fella with no children and you are in your 20s to early 30s, that you shouldn't be doing a lot more for yourself other than just sitting around wasting time. No one is disagreeing with you on that. But let's not sit there and pretend like a guy who chose to do what you left for a living, for a career, that somehow that guy is weak, or a guy that's got to go teach your daughter in the school system that motherfucker is weak.
If that's all he's doing, he's weak.
No, that is not weak, Trey.
If $44,000, if $50,000 is enough for him, that shit is weak.
If you think a fucking teacher,
I'm saying, listen, I'm saying you can clip it, black man. Clip it. If you're a black man and you are comfortable with making $50,000 a year, you are a weak ass, punk ass motherfucker. You need to get to the money. I'm saying it. You can come for me. I don't care. I'm telling you, you're weak as fuck. $50,000 is not enough. And especially when you live in the United States of America with all this opportunity here. I said this before. If you're a 40-year-old man and you don't have a net worth of $250,000, you are a punk ass, weak ass motherfucker. What are you doing?
Trey, there are brothers out here who are the guy that came out to do some work on my house. The guy that came out to do work on my house today. This dude, he probably, because he's a self-proprietary business, he probably grosses about 100, 110 based on rough estimates, but after taxes, he's clearing 50 a year. It's not a weak man. A weak man is the man who won't get up and do nothing. The weak man who won't get up and go do the extra stuff. A weak man is not a man who decides to become an educator or decides to become an electrician or engineer or anything like this. That is not a weak man, Trey. A dollar amount does not make a man weak. What makes him weak is what he does.
And that's why the black community is behind. That's exactly why the black community is behind. This is why other communities, this is why politicians will continue to keep shitting on us.
If that's the case,
they will never stop because we got motherfuckers saying 50,000 is enough.
Okay,
50,000 is enough.
Trey, I'm gonna
concede. It's okay.
I'm gonna concede the point to you. So if that's the reason why our community is weak, I'm gonna concede the point to you. Then how come the average white man only makes about 55 a year?
I don't give a fuck what the average white man makes.
I know, but
I'm talking about the average black man.
Our community is weak, so
I'm talking about the average black man.
And they only
why are we comfortable with 50,000 when we live in the richest country in the world? Why are we comfortable with 50,000?
That bullshit, Trey. I'm not.
Why are you comfortable with it?
First of all, Trey,
I was never comfortable with 50,000.
I'm not ever. I'm not comfortable with people shitting on hardworking brothers who chose a specific profession.
Well, then don't be comfortable with it because I'm gonna keep shitting on you. If the work that you got is the best you can do is 50,000, you ain't shit. Get to work. You need to go get another job and go make more money.
No, the person who
your focus needs to be getting to the bag, and you need to be taking that money and you need to be investing that money so that money works harder for you than you work for it. There is no excuse. I come from a single mother. We was poor. I wore Payless shoes until I got to fucking high school. There's no fucking excuse. I don't want to hear that shit. I've never met my father. I've never had anybody around. I had to get that shit done. Some therapy, I don't want to fucking hear it. I'm tired of hearing black men make fucking excuses for being weak and broke. But you want to be out here fucking? How that work?
And first of all, Trey,
how you out here getting pussy and you ain't got no fucking money?
First of all, Trey, there's a whole slew of professions out here that's not earning $100,000, $200,000 a year, and they're not fucking weak. How about that? The person is weak is the man who shits on a hardworking brother. That's who the motherfucker that's weak.
I'm shitting on him. I'm shitting on a man who thinks that the only level of hard work is getting a mediocre job. If you're telling me that making 50,000 is hard work, then yes, I'm shitting on you. I will shit on you if you think that the cap is 50,000. Yes. I will never shit on the man who is working his ass off and he's doing 60, 65 plus hours a week. I'm not going to shit on that dude. He's working his ass off. But I'm not going to compare the 65-hour guy to the 40-hour guy. I'm not doing it. They're not the same level. You can promote that bullshit on your channel. Promote that bullshit on weak-ass niggas on your channel. I'm not with that shit.
You are sitting
if you're not getting to the bag, I don't want to fucking hear it. My friends can't do it. I don't hang out with them. I told them straight up, y'all niggas not making enough money. Told them straight to their face. Y'all not making enough money. You are very comfortable with your job. Now, each and every one of them has their own real estate property. And you know what they said to me? You was right, Trey. We was being lazy. I didn't want to get to the work. I didn't want to read the books. I didn't want to educate myself. I'm glad that you said something to us, Trey, because had you not, I wouldn't have strived to be better. And all of them are married and have kids. And their kids are better off for it.
Trey.
Weak shit.
Trey, the man who's responsible for your electricity in your house is weak. The man who fucking built your house is weak. The man for the plumbing that's coming through your house is weak. The fucking maintenance guy that you call for repairs is weak. The dude that got to replace your roof is weak. The fucking police officer that got to come protect your daughter.
I worked with them. Weak as fuck.
And guess what, Trey? If he only making
50,000 a year,
let me tell you something.
You know the reason why I wasn't a state trooper?
Trey, you know what reason why I wasn't a state trooper? Shut the fuck up and let somebody talk.
No, I'm not shutting the fuck up.
Yeah, well, you need to shut the fuck up, man, because
you know the reason why I wasn't a state trooper? I wasn't a state trooper because they only made $40,000 a year. So I was like, nah, I can't work here. Sorry, y'all don't make no fucking money.
Talking nonsense.
No, y'all weak motherfuckers who keep perpetuating
the only weak motherfuckers, the one that's up here
instead of telling them to get to work.
Have an intellectual conversation.
These motherfuckers,
that's the weak motherfucker, Mr. I'll read a book a week.
I'm not trying to have an intellectual conversation with your retarded ass. I don't give a fuck about that. The fact of the matter is that you don't want to tell black men to do better other than being average and being mediocre. But then you want to shit on the women though. Y'all quick to shit on the fucking women when y'all niggas ain't making no fucking money. I don't get that. That makes no
that lets
sense
me know
to me.
right there. That lets me know right there that
you will shit on a woman in a heartbeat.
That's what
you are right there.
Trey turning this on over here.
That's what he need to do.
But you won't tell these men to get off their fucking ass and go work.
My man is going.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
My man is getting it.
No, he over there just running his fucking mouth, but he ain't saying nothing.
Fuck out of here. These
niggas
running his mouth out here.
He running his mouth, and he ain't saying shit.
Weak. And niggas like you perpetuate that bullshit. You perpetuate weak ass niggas, which is why we got a whole fucking generation of weak niggas coming up behind us.
No,
because nobody's telling them to stop focusing on pussy and get to the fucking work. These motherfuckers can't build nothing. They can't cut grass. They can't do shit. They can't change the oil. They can't change the tire. They can't do shit. These motherfuckers can't do 3 times 3 times 3. These motherfuckers can't name 3 countries. They can't do a motherfucking thing because weak niggas like you won't tell them the truth. You motherfuckers are retarded and you won't get to work.
And their lies.
Hey, mediocre is okay though.
But
it's
their
okay
lies.
To be mediocre.
But
it's all right. It's okay to be average.
Trey.
Fuck I'm done, man. I'm done talking to average ass niggas.
You are not. You are not done. You are not done because you won't shut the fuck up long enough to be done.
You're the real average network from now on.
You won't shut the fuck up long enough to be done. First of all,
go ahead, average. Get it out.
No, fuck you, bitch. I get it. Fuck you, man. The only thing this motherfucker
average, get it out. Spit it out, average.
The only thing this motherfucker can talk about, and let me tell you something, Trey. There's no shame in being when you are a hardworking brother. And second of all, if you actually knew where I stood about holding men accountable, you wouldn't run your fucking mouth like that. If you actually understood where I stood about holding men accountable, if you actually paid attention to anything I've ever said on my channel, it's never not about not holding men accountable to their shit. I'm one of the first motherfuckers to come out in full throatedly talk about black men not being accountable to the fact that they won't acknowledge that their mamas are a bunch of fucking hoes. And I'm one of the first ones to talk about how weak men are because they won't stand up to their goddamn women. Don't talk to me about that when you don't know. When you don't fucking know, when you just want to sit over there and run your fucking mouth and shit on hard-working brothers. The blue-collar everyday brother ain't a weak motherfucker. The motherfucker who shits on them, they're the weak motherfuckers. We got real weak men in our fucking community, and you want to sit around and talk about a teacher or a police officer or engineer or a plumber or a man like my father who's a diesel mechanic is fucking weak. No, the nigga who talks shit about them is weak. Get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody ever said that men should never get no more money. But sit there and knock on a motherfucking profession just because you don't approve of it? Man, go kick rocks. Man, go fucking delete yourself over that bullshit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. They got it out.
By the way, nigga, don't get sick and come to the hospital because this average ass nigga's gonna be the one that have to save your goddamn life.
All right.
I'm done having conversations with motherfuckers who think that average is okay. Because the fact of the matter is that if you're average, you ain't working hard.
We were done.
Plain and simple. Average people who work hard aren't average. People who are hard working, they aren't average. You want to perpetuate average motherfuckers, go right on ahead. And you don't have to worry about me coming to your hospital. You want to know why? I actually take care of myself. I'm not an average motherfucker who's sitting around. You would be first one to go to a hospital with your fat ass. You would be the first one to get a fucking heart attack, motherfucker. Have you looked in the mirror lately? 3 flights of stairs will kill your motherfucking ass. Are you serious right now?
Trey, don't get sick.
Fuck out of here.
And come in.
Fat boy, like you can't talk shit to me about nothing. I will run circles around you.
Especially because you don't understand how shit can go left.
Even can you touch your toes, motherfucker?
You don't know the fuck you're talking about because you're dumb. You don't know shit. Right, you don't know the first fucking thing about what the fuck I'm talking about. You know
what? I wish you would get an average diet so your ass would lose some fucking weight. How about that? I know what's not average in your life. Your fucking diet. You eating a lot.
Your fucking mentality and your mindset.
You eating a lot.
Your mentality and your mindset.
You can't save no lives in the hospital because you was probably in the break room having a snack.
No, nigga, we don't get breaks what I do.
Fuck out of here.
All right, thank you guys.
You should be a little bit more creative with your insults, Trey. We get skinny, healthy motherfuckers all the time in there with very bad problems.
Well, why don't you be a skinny, healthy motherfucker first?
Oh, yeah, come on through, man. I hope you don't, because I hope you never need them, because ain't nothing but average motherfuckers got to come in there.
You never need them.
You ain't got to worry about me, brother. You don't.
You can't save yourself, retard.
No, I cannot.
Okay, now guys. Okay,
all right, man. Hey, watch your breeze, man.
We done.
Let's go.
You average, motherfucker. And you comfortable. That's why you
we done got comfortable calling each other names now.
You so hard for this shit because you want
it's time to move on,
and
man.
you want to keep being one of them. I don't understand why. Y'all motherfuckers do not want to get better. I can't be around shit like this.
Then go away, Trey.
I can't be around motherfuckers who think average is okay. It's not okay. You young motherfuckers
who think
average is not okay.
Go ahead,
it's not okay.
Go away. You can go away,
Keep listening to motherfuckers who telling you promoting average. Keep listening to them.
Ain't nobody promoting average, Trey.
Your fat ass is absolutely promoting average.
You're
not even above average in your own fucking life. I can look at you and tell you fat motherfucker, you not above average.
You know, it's
you don't put in no fucking
everybody.
You
become Tony behind the keyboard.
Everybody's
behind the keyboard.
When's the last time you ever done anything to help your own fucking
start shutting mics off.
Fuck out of here, man.
Everybody's a fucking tough Tony behind the goddamn keyboard. Everybody's fucking tough Tony behind the goddamn keyboard.
You can't last more than a minute. Your fat ass will run out of breath. You want to fight?
About that?
That's what you
Trey,
want to
do. You want to put that to the test?
You don't do shit physical, motherfucker.
You want to put that to Trey, you want to put that to the test?
The most physical thing you do every day is eat food. And you want to fight me?
You want to put that to the test?
Good luck, motherfucker.
You want to put that to the test?
In the first fucking round.
Hold on, Trey.
Your heavy ass carrying all that fucking fat.
Let the
child go. You want to fight?
Go.
Oh, huffing and puffing ass niggas. Man, shut up.
Y'all, hold on. We got to get some order in here. All right, y'all had it, man. Y'all went at it. Okay, cool.
Hello, Grant.
One day y'all can hug and kiss it out. Grant is in the building tonight, man. And thank you for being here. Before Grant goes, though, I want to get everybody else in here their thoughts on what you just heard, or if you want to add anything to what was said in the last. I'm gonna say 5 minutes. But prior to those 5 minutes, take heed. What do you have? What do you want to say?
Wow. I just want to say wow first. And then I want to say that there's only a small percentage of men that are 6 figures or more than 6 figures. There are many men who are blue collar and they're average Joes, but they are giants to their family. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like the fact that we'll sit up here and say that they're nothing because they make 50,000 or whatever. And I'm gonna share something with you. This is the mindset of some of our women, and for them thinking like this, that they need a man that's making 6 figures, that they need a man making a certain amount of money, they're going to miss their blessing. There's a lot of women right now that have that mindset that is my age now, wish that they would have took the man who made less and build a dynasty with him. Now, I'm not saying that the man, because he make a certain amount, that he shouldn't strive for something greater, because my king, he works at the post office. He works at the post office, but we have a family business. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with Trey in some aspects of, yes, you should add more, but I don't think that a man who goes to work every day and work his ass off is an average man, that he don't deserve anything. I don't believe that. If you go to work every day and you strive to take care of your family, when your back, when your feet, when your head hurt, everything hurt, and you still going to work, my brother, I tip my hat off to you. I can't sit up here and say, oh, because he's a police officer, the fire department, garbage man, that he ain't shit. No, you ain't gonna hear me say that. I'm gonna congratulate him and tell him, brother, keep doing what you gotta do. Because the same people that we want these men to make all this money, the women want them to make all this money, but some of the women don't even qualify for these men. Some of these women only bring home like 20K, 30K, and you want somebody to make 6 figures. You have never seen this type of money before. So I mean, I agree with Trey on the aspect of we should work a little harder. Okay, but when you sit up here and say that a man who makes 50K is not enough, that's not fair. That's not fair. I don't believe that. I could never believe that.
It's 40 hours a week hard working.
He doesn't give a fuck. Take heed that
it's 40 hours a week.
That $50,000
it's 40 hours a week hard working. Take heed.
According to him,
it's 40 hours a week.
Guys like your husband and my father, that they're weak fucking men. That he doesn't care that it's not fair.
That's what he's broken at. If they work 40 hours a week and that's the best that they could do, that shit is weak. It's 40 hours a week hard work.
This is why he's broken.
It's 40 hours a week hard work. Take heed.
Trey, what kind of work is the man doing though?
It doesn't matter. It's 40 hours a week hard work.
Yes, it is.
40 hours a week is average because everybody works 40 hours a week. It's average. It's mediocre.
I'm not going to.
All jobs ain't the same.
What are we talking about?
All jobs ain't the same.
When y'all was talking, I let y'all.
So if he has a job and it's 40 hours a week and all he can do is max out 40 hours a week.
Let her get it out, Trey. Hold on, Trey. She's trying to tell you something. She's trying to tell you something. Go ahead, Trey.
I let you speak. I'm saying that this is the wrong mindset in our culture to think this. I'm just saying it because our young women.
But being mediocre is okay.
Come on now, be respectful. I didn't cut you off. I'm saying that we should not get out here and give our girls false hope because a lot of our brothers are not bringing home 6 figures. And this is why we get up here on social media platforms and disgrace our men. I'm not sitting up here telling you he should only make a certain amount of money. I'm not saying that. But when you get with a man that's making this amount of money and y'all combine together, you become a force. That's all I'm saying. It's teamwork. But I mean
that sounds real feminist to me.
You're gonna have your opinion, I'm gonna have mine. But what I'm going to teach, do
me a favor. Don't bring y'all average ass sons around my daughter. Please.
No.
It ain't gonna.
No.
It's not gonna fly.
No.
It ain't gonna fly.
Let me share something with you.
We can do this all day.
Trey, let me share something with you, baby. Your daughter, for the way that you teach her, I pray she don't miss out. The way that you teach her in your mindset, I pray she don't miss out. Because a lot of women,
you would miss out on an average man.
Miss an opportunity. A lot of women today miss the opportunity of having a good man because they worried about how much money he bring home, or if he's a fireman, or if he's a police officer. You don't make enough. I can't be with you, and you will miss out on your blessing. I always tell women that. Always tell them that. Because sometimes they just read the outer shell of the man and not read what's inside, and they will miss the blessing. That's just my take on it.
Can I ask you a question? If you read the outer shell of a man and you know that this man is hardworking and dedicated to his craft and is willing to do and sacrifice what other men are not willing to do, what does that say about that man? The man who's willing to work 60 hours a week while all of his colleagues and all the people he works around, they're working 40. What does that say about that man?
No, Trey, you got the whole thing confused.
No. You just made the point that you don't want my daughter to miss her. You don't want her to miss her blessing. You want her to take notice of the man, right? The character of the man. I'm asking you, a man who works hard and is willing to outwork his competitors and his colleagues. What does that say about that man?
Trey, you just mixed up everything I just said. When if he's doing 60 hours a week, right? That doesn't make him anything. How can I explain this? It's a blessing if he can work 60 hours. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. But the man who works 40 hours is still good as well. It doesn't make sense. Why are we arguing back and forth with the same thing? He's working. He's working. He's trying to provide for his family.
Who's working harder, the 60-hour-a-week man or the 40-hour-a-week man?
The 60-hour-a-week man could just be there doing bullshit. He's just there for 60 hours.
Okay, I'm done.
I'm
done. Y'all just making excuses at this point. The fact of the matter is, take heed. The man who's working 60 hours a week while everybody else is working 40 has a better character because he is willing to sacrifice and work harder than everybody else around him. That's the truth.
Trey, calm down. Calm down, Trey.
Like this thought process we have. Why are we not telling men go to work and work harder than everybody else?
You're not the only brother that tells men that. There are a lot of content creators that tell men they should work. They should go to work. They should do what they got to do to take care of their own. You're not the only one that's saying that. I don't know where you're getting that from. You're not the only content creator that tells men you got to be on your grind to have a woman. I'm not disagreeing with you, baby. I'm not. But I'm telling you, we should not be promoting that men that do 40 hours or they have a certain type of job that they're average.
No, what he's saying is that they're weak. Take heed. He's saying they're weak. He's saying they're weak. Take heed.
Yes, they're weak.
That's what I was
He's saying that they're weak.
Yes, because the man that's working 60 hours is running circles around you.
So
and you have no excuse.
You didn't say 60 hours. You said it's the job.
I've been arguing 60 hours the entire time.
You said the job they had that made them weak.
Because if that's all they can do, yes. Listen, I was a police officer. They gave me 40 hours a week. I was not content with that. So I had to go do other things. I worked overtime at Stadium Nightclub. I had to go make more money. If you're telling me that you are comfortable with working your 40 hours a week, I don't give a damn what your career is. That's not good enough. Go get more money.
So Trey, you saying the caveat to that is, because I heard you say, if a single man is working less than 40 hours a week, he weak. But what is your mindset on a man who has a wife and children? Should he extend himself to work the same amount of hours?
Listen, I worked with a lot of guys. I worked with a lot of guys that had wives and kids, and they still managed to pump out at least 50. I watched them do it all the time. Now, granted, the support systems may be different depending on your wife,
right?
How she works, what the job is, and the kids and the age of the kids. I can understand all that, right? But I watched grown men who had families, married, and they were still able to get at least 50 hours. The fact of the matter is that if you're doing what everybody else is doing, that would be average, and that's not okay. We got to stop. We got to stop pushing that in this community and saying, "Well, it's okay. It's just working 40 hours like everybody else is."
Black man unfiltered. We're
TJ,
not disagreeing.
One second, TJ. I'm gonna let you get it. Hold it right there though, because Grant came in. Thank you for being here tonight. Grant wanted to respond to what he was hearing you and Trey talk about, and then you could respond back after Grant. Grant, go ahead.
Yeah, I think obviously, I don't think either Trey or RBN are incorrect. I think the temperature of the room got a little bit hotter than I think possibly necessary. I think if Trey, I would say for Trey, if he wants his daughter to be with a certain cohort of men, I have no problems with that. I think we've tried to come down on one archetype of person, and then we argue over if everyone's going to be that archetype. Now, I will disagree with Trey in saying that working over 40 is reflective of someone's quality of as a human being, etc. I think that's a little more nuanced. I think for life, I think we could admit that some people work 40 hours and do relatively well, correct? And I think we could also agree that some people work 80 hours and still produce nothing. And so the hours or some that may not be quite the example we could use, but I also think that everyone should have the right or the ability to sort of frame the world that they want their kids to be in, and I don't see any problems with that. And I think we shouldn't argue over that position. But then I would also say for RBN, who I think ultimately is attempting to show off the sort of that average men are worthwhile to some extent. I hope I'm not misrepresenting what RBN was saying, that we shouldn't use language that is demeaning towards them. because they don't fit within that particular cohort. I do think we can. I do think part of encouraging young men to think differently about themselves in the context of with dating or context of just being a good human or a good citizen, it requires us to be a little bit more thoughtful and nuanced, correct? Because we want to create young men who are thoughtful and nuanced. Because it requires you to be thoughtful, caring, hardworking, to be a good parent, to be a good citizen, to be a good everything. And so I think we need to frame up ourselves in a way that doesn't really put us in a position to be one or two things, when I think the world is far more dynamic than I think we're giving. I think than the sort of the argument went to. So, and I think for a panel that makes the claim, and I could be wrong, that I think believes that this is some of the better Black men that can be offered up, I do think we should set a standard, correct? How we communicate with each other, how we articulate a position, how we're able to deal with situations that become emotional. So how do we set those standards for the young men that we claim that we're trying to help? And I do think that would be the only sort of area where I would sort of have a contention. But again, I'm not here to police anyone's behavior. I'm just pointing out what I believe are sort of my opinions on sort of how we interact.